Allison from Project Motherhood here, and I am so ready to sit and have a little bit of real mom chat today about something that I hope isn't too controversial, but it might be. But you know, I'm just going there. So we're gonna talk about the B word, not bitch, but breastfeeding, which I know is kind of a loaded word in the whole parenting space, but you know, I think it's good for us all to be transparent as we share this journey that we're going on. And you know, Blake, our youngest, is 3 now, and I still get questions from people about the post that I wrote, I broke up with breastfeeding and it made me a better mom. And I say broke up because, you know, it used it in that term as like it's a relationship, because it kind of is. It's a huge thing that we hope that we can do, that we try to prepare for our whole pregnancies. But you know, some of us don't. Some of us are like, nope, I'm gonna be a formula mom right from the beginning, and that's okay because fed is most definitely best. So because I get all these questions, I thought I would jump on, do a little real mom talk about my experience, because they were both really different with both Brandon and Blake. And I just want to give you all like just a little bit of encouragement today, because you are rock stars, whether you are breastfeeding, bottle feeding, supplementing, pumping, doing it all, whatever you're doing, it's amazing. And by the way, I have like my newest favorite thing in here. It is a pumpkin spice smoothie. I've written about them before on the blog, and but this time I added like a scoop of protein powder. I will make sure that you guys have the link to that too, because this is amazing and you're gonna see me sipping on it the whole time here. So anyways, backing up a little bit, I've shared so many times on the blog how I had a breast reduction whenever I was 17. So that stems so many things, because you know, you don't really know, especially at that age, if you're going to be able to breastfeed or not, if your milk ducts were even kind of put back in, you know, the way that they need to do what they need to do so that you can feed your babies. Now, I know that nowadays, if you have a breast reduction, your chances of being able to breastfeed are so much higher, because procedures evolve and doctors get better at what they do. But I am 32, almost 33 years old, and I had it when I was 17, so it was like a big question mark back then if it was ever going to be able to happen. So with Brandon, anytime I told a doctor, well, it was just one doctor. With Blake, how did it go? I had one doctor both through the whole pregnancies. Yeah. So anyways, my doctor with Brandon, no, I did have 2. See, I can't even keep it straight. I started my pregnancy with Brandon when I was living in New York City. And the doctor there was a female, and she said, whenever I told her that I had had a breast reduction, she right away was like, don't even try to breastfeed because it's not going to happen. So right away, you know, I had that big like red flag. You know, you're told breastfeed, it's the best. And then your doctor's telling you, don't even try. So I kind of got that in my head. And then I moved back to Pittsburgh and started with a new doctor there who ended up delivering Brandon, and same thing. Don't even try. All the nurses in the office, don't even try. And it was really discouraging, because it was definitely something that I wanted to do. But I just was kind of like, okay, I am not even going to give it a whirl. So started signing up for all the free trials of formula and just kind of planning that that's what we were going to do. And I got a very small supply that came in. Brandon was like 8 days old. So I had no milk, and then he was 8 days old, and then I had some milk, but by that point he had already been formula feeding, and I'm talking like I didn't have any like colostrum or anything, like nothing up until 8 days in. So he was formula all the way, turned out great. Happiest little boy, healthy. So then the second time around with Blake, I obviously learned so much, and I really wanted to give it a go. So I had all the things that you get, the pump, the nipple creams, all the stuff. And I got it all, and I was like, I'm gonna do this. I'm going to give it my all. I had a midwife with Blake, and she was so encouraging. Let's do this. I had a really, really dedicated lactation consultant who was like, I mean, she would be available to me 24/7. It was amazing. And I was really, really pumping around the clock, and I would pump, I would feed her, and then I would pump, and then it was this constant cycle because I wasn't producing as much as she needed. So I can't remember if we did any formula. We did a little bit of formula whenever I was in the hospital with her, but came home and it wasn't even on our radar. I was really, really trying, and it got to the point where she wasn't getting enough, and I think it was more of a mental strain on me than anything. I mean, babies are happy as long as they're being fed, and that's all that matters. But I am so goal-oriented, and I had it in my head that this is what I was going to do. And gosh, it drained me. I mean, it consumed me trying to breastfeed. And I think I gave it was a month, maybe 6 weeks. My family came to visit in New York City when Blake was maybe 2 weeks old, and they witnessed it all, and I was just really trying my hardest and kind of losing it, and after they left, Chris he was trying to be so encouraging of me, and this thing that I wanted to do, that I wanted to happen so badly. But at the same time, he saw me practically like just killing myself trying to make this happen. It was taking a toll on my just daily mental health. I became so fixated on just trying to make this happen that I wasn't doing anything else. I wasn't able to be the best mom that I could be to Brandon, be the best wife that I could be. I mean, I just neglected everything and poured it all and became so obsessive with trying to make this happen. And sometimes it just doesn't. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. And Chris, God love him, he finally sat down with me and was like, listen, you're killing yourself. You have to do what's best for you, but gosh, you can't be killing yourself trying to do this anymore. And I knew that he was right, and I cried and felt like a failure, and he just kept encouraging me, telling all the good things. You're not a failure, being my biggest cheerleader that he is, and that's why I love him so much. He recognizes when I'm killing myself, and he's like, no, we gotta put an end to this. So I finally broke up with breastfeeding, and it was hard. It was the hardest breakup I've ever gone through in my entire life. But at the end of the day, it was the best decision for me, for Blake, for Chris. It was just, it needed to happen. And I finally sat down and I wrote about it. And I had so many people saying, you know, that they needed to hear that too. Because they were too in the same shoes as me. They were burning out. And I think as moms, we put so much pressure on ourselves that we're not told enough, like, you're doing an amazing job. You make the best decisions that you can for yourself, for your babies, for your families, and that's all that you can do. So I just wanted to get that message out there in a bigger way. If you are watching this and you are struggling and you are feeling all the things that I was feeling and you can relate to my story, I just want you to know that you're a rock star, that you are doing such an amazing job. Being a mom isn't easy. Being a mom to a newborn is really, really difficult, and every single baby that you have is a completely different journey. I just want you to know that, if you need to formula feed, if you need to supplement, if you need to exclusively pump, or whatever it is that you need to do it. Because your mental health matters. If the baby is being fed, that is all that matters. And it will, in the end, like I was able to see once I was able to see the light at the end of the tunnel and not be so hard on myself, that it really truly does make you a better mom. Whenever you do, sometimes you have to think of yourself. And I kind of lost a piece of myself while I was trying to breastfeed. And I was able to find it again after I finally let go, because it just wasn't happening for me. So that is my story. I just wanted to share it a little bit deeper with you all, because I know I'm not the only one who's feeling those things. And I hope that this helps somebody out there today who is struggling. Hit me up. I'm always happy to chat via email. Send me an email. DM me, follow me on social media. I am always so happy to connect with moms and hear about, what's going on, what are their daily struggles, how can we work together as a community to really help each other a little bit more through this crazy motherhood journey. So that is my breastfeeding story. Yes, I broke up with breastfeeding, but it made me a better mom, and I hope that this helps somebody out there today, because we're all in this together. Bye, guys.